Oh, God. So, is that Stanley Tucci? And a bus and Beto O'Rourke and, I can't tell if that's Elon Musk mixed with the, what's that other host? That's that guy. This guy seems to be Elon Musk's face morphed with this guy's face, with Rob Schmidt or whatever his name is. Oh my God. So just so you know, hold on. Just so you know, that little piece of Linwood, that was a 12 minutes. They cut out all the applause breaks because he got minutes full of applause breaks in this. And over the course of watching, you're like, all right, yeah, we've seen Kat Kerr and all these other folks, and yes, they have the Flashpoint crowd have a reach, and they avoid a lot of the terms of service stuff on YouTube because they dare not kick a Christian program to the curb lest somebody show up at YouTube headquarters. It's scary. I understand. Hi. And thank you guys. Thank you, Ninka Crinkles, for the gift sub. And appreciate you doing that. Don't forget to subscribe if you have Amazon Prime on Twitch, twitch.tv/AlSparks. Then again, I wouldn't be concerned with Linwood if he was just some sort of rando Georgia lawyer at this event or whatever. But the guy was the president's lawyer in our country's history. And now he's hanging around with and representing Michael Flynn, the former national security advisor, a man who had above top secret clearance for 15 days or whatever. Yeah. So, criminy. All right, so here, let's go with, somebody just say I look like George Hamilton again. I'm going to be flattered by it, but I just still don't get it. I've seen it a few times, and I understand we have a similar nose, but that's where it ends. I'm not nearly tan enough. And he has way better teeth. His teeth are huge. But I would totally do a remake of Zorro the Gay Blade. Zorro the Zayblade. Zorro the Gay Blade, if they made it again. Why not? So this is Glenn Kelly. All aboard the woke campaign. No one's safe. School bus. I don't know how they're going to tie the school bus in. And then the accident tape. This picture is there's a whole lot of something going on there.
Working Americans.
Okay, hold on 1 second. We got to back up. What?
I want people to be able to say whatever they want, all right?
Let me guess. There's going to be a huge caveat.
Right? I'm a big advocate of free speech. With that in mind, what they're saying in Hollywood right now and on the political left, all of that racial virtue signaling.
Or actually caring about racial justice, depending on how you look at it.
It's starting to complicate, disrupt, and become a really bad thing.
When you stand in line at Starbucks, is it upset? Is it ruining your trips to the golf course?
The lives of ordinary working Americans.
Okay, so how does it... Woke Hollywood is making it very difficult for people to just do their jobs. All right, how's that?
This kind of garbage is actually harmful.
Oh, you mean the clip art and the... You mean that kind of Photoshop? I mean, it is shit. Don't get me wrong. It is not... it's not quality work. I don't know what the reference is. I don't know why the school bus... I mean, maybe you'll tell us. I don't know why those three guys... I don't know why it says no one's safe. It looks like they all got DUIs and ran over a bus full of children. So, yes, I would agree with you that this is shit. This is not good work. Someone's work is not being done of quality.
And there's a trickle-down effect.
Uh-oh. Trickle-down morality? Uh-oh.
I am saddened and shocked at how insensitive I was in that interview with Rachel Lindsay.
Okay, I didn't see the No one is safe from wokeism is what they're playing over top of this. This is from Good Morning America. He was saddened, and he doesn't realize how offensive he was. Okay, I don't know what he said.
And I didn't speak from my heart. And that is to say I stand against all forms of racism.
Okay, now I understand. That's the part that upsets Greg Kelly. I mean, how can you work? How can you just get your job done if you also have to stand against all forms of racism? It must, I mean...
And I am deeply sorry. I'm sorry to Rachel Lindsay, and I'm sorry to the black community.
As a white man who has had privileges that others could not depend on or take for granted, I've clearly had advantages over the course of my life.
Okay, terrible, obviously. I mean, look at all those people behind him. They were just all selling hot dogs. There are all those people running their shops, and here comes wokeism being interviewed, and they all had to stop working. And look at all these people. They should be working, but they can't because apparently they have to go out and stand there and listen to this because... what?
Granted, I've clearly had advantages over the course of my life.
The silence is the biggest crime that white guys like me and the rest of us are doing.
It's this, yes, the silence. That's what bugs Greg Kelly, is that he worries about, now every word that comes out of his mouth is tinged with racism. Now he's got to worry about his silences too?
Staying silent. We need to say something. We need to keep saying something. And we need to stop saying that's not okay more than just one day on Twitter. I realized I needed to get educated about how to stop the silence.
Oh God, it's terrible. Can you imagine?
Look at them apologizing for being who they are.
They're not apologizing for being who they are. They're in the case of, I guess, the one that he's talking about in particular is Beto O'Rourke recognizing privilege. But I don't think he's apologizing for being white. I think it's just recognition that some people have it worse off because of their circumstance, and being aware of that doesn't mean. And by the way, these guys can't bifurcate being aware of white privilege and shitting on white people. They can't make that. They cannot separate that in their own head. You understand? We're not seeing this through the prism of our eyes. We're live watching Greg Kelly's interpretation of something, which is amazing.
Some of the stuff sounds fine, but taken together.
Yeah, but you put them in 3 clips together, and what does it mean? What is it?
There, I think it's a problem.
Well, we know you think it's a problem. You think a lot of things are a problem.
And I know some of these people, and I think they're quite frankly ridiculous. All right, so much for that. I really do.
Really?
Because it's not just a one-off interview. This is a whole campaign run by the left, but again, it's affecting everybody else now.
Oh, no. So it's run by the left. So there is no right? Okay, let's talk about the balance of thoughts in our country. Because what they're really complaining about, it seems, is that what they view as left is actually the center. The normal chunk, not the fringes of either party, but the normal functions of society are addressing a reality that maybe was overlooked up to a period of time. And you've got 60% of the public going, yeah, that's reasonable. I appreciate you saying that, and that's a good thing or whatever. And then we can all move forward under the knowledge that you're aware of these kind of things, and anywhere you can help, you will. And if somebody's wrong on their own, that's their ass. But in general, you can recognize privilege in certain circumstances and move on and help people to get those very same privileges as Americans, let's say, because Americans are clearly privileged over people in other countries. And you want to even out that privilege. That's not a bad thing, right? But this isn't the left. This is the middle of the country. This is the vast majority of humans. And I think sometimes when we talk about left and right, one of the problems we have is this idea that denotes an actual spectrum. You know what I mean? Instead of like the Earth and its own satellites, some of which are valuable to gravity, others of which are garbage, that is just floating around in the Earth's gravitational field, the center being the actual planet, and then the fringe actually just being things that float around it but are not a part of it, but deal with the gravitational pull of the heaviness of the concepts that are there, you know, that lie therein, right?
I take responsibility.
Oh yeah, this I remember this video. Like, this is from last year. And P.S. You know how I talk sometimes about bad shepherds of good ideas? This is one of those situations. The fact that this was in black and white and was all these like thoughtful people saying this does not help the issue. I am not convinced that you recognize things. It looks like posturing, and it helps feed the idea of, you know, virtue signaling, which is what they sell. When you make a video like this looks like virtue signaling even to people who agree with you.
I take responsibility.
I take.
See what I mean? Like the piano music and that kind of stuff. And if it's just a setup for assholes like Greg Kelly to think the entire movement of, you know, racial awareness and justice in this country is aligned with this kind of like what would effectively be white posturing.
Responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility. Black people are being slaughtered in the streets, killed in their own homes. These are our brothers and sisters,
Our friends. Our family.
By the way, the part that Greg Kelly probably has an issue with most of all in this is not the piano music and the Hollywood and it's the whole "they are our brothers and sisters" part. That's the part like, oh, they are?
We are done watching them die.
Why are you, what kind of shows do you watch?
We are no longer bystanders.
Wait, you were a bystander when someone died and you just watched? What are you talking about?
We will not be idle. Enough is enough.
I will no longer allow an unchecked moment. I will no longer allow racist, hurtful words, jokes,
Oh, that's the part that's upsetting Greg Kelly again.
stereotypes,
Oh, Stanley Tucci, why do you have to police Greg Kelly's racist inner monologue?
no matter how big or small, to be uttered in my presence.
So this virtue
Yeah. It's not virtue. I mean, this qualifies as virtue signaling, but the ideas that they're talking about in it aren't. The black and white and the piano music and stuff undermines the message that's there. But I don't think Stanley Tucci's lying. I think everybody who participated in that was doing so from an open-hearted point of view where they absolutely care. That's what's upsetting to Greg Kelly.
virtue signaling has been going on for about a year now.
Yeah, a whole year. And Greg Kelly is fed up.
And they're doing it really to enhance their own position. And
Why would it enhance their own position if it was just a left-wing position? Why would it work? Why would it help? Think about that for a second. He's saying this is a fringe thing, and the fringe is doing an attack on the rest of us and normal people. Why would it help to do something like this if it was off-putting to normal working people? Maybe, just maybe, it's in complete alignment with normal working people. And this side of the argument is calling out this side of the argument, and the people in the middle who see it, appreciate it being said, but aren't ate up by it, and don't particularly like this side of it and don't even consider it a real part of their life, and sit here in the middle going, oh, I'm glad you're saying so. That's nice of you. And I don't appreciate what they say. It wouldn't work. It's not a marketing campaign if the audience isn't bigger than the one you already have.
And you can hear it for yourself. They're exaggerating the issue, distorting it. This is not the country that you and I live in. But as they virtue signal,
Why would you signal virtues to a crowd or to a group of people if they weren't larger than the audience you already had? If you're really just doing it for mercenary reasons, it doesn't make sense.
This is now starting to...
Yeah, pro-lifers. Well, look at Lynn Wood's entire fucking speech is a virtue signal based on an exaggerated pile of bullshit. Think about what we just watched. That whole Tulsa gathering, that is a giant live meeting of virtue signaling. All QAnon, all of it is virtue signaling. And the Pizzagate crowd were live armed virtue signalers. Well, I mean, you want to talk about virtue signaling? How about showing up in colonial clothing to push back against the Affordable Care Act? That's virtue signaling. I mean, they're shit virtues, but that's what it is. Greg Kelly's whole fucking show is virtue signaling.
In fact, a year in, regular working people. I want to tell you about the...
I'm sorry. Did someone fall into the fry oil at a fast food restaurant because this video came on? What's interrupting normal working people? I'm sorry. Is there so much racism? This goes to like Lynn Wood's bullshit idea about pedophiles being everywhere. Does Greg Kelly think that there's so much kind of like loose, normal racism always happening that policing it takes up that much work? I mean, there must be so much at his workplace and at Fox News that you go, Jesus Christ, if everybody called out every little racist thing we said, we'd never get anything done. Like that's what he's talking about. The rest of us, it doesn't come up that much because we're busy getting along with everyone. Seriously. The vast majority of people are getting along. And so we're going to talk about like they're exaggerating this circumstance. They're dealing with police shootings. They're talking about that in particular.
This bus driver in Louisiana. Now, we don't have a name of the driver yet, but a driver was fired because of, a comment.
A school bus driver, apparently at a Catholic school for dogs. Obviously, it's part of a Disney film. Just a bus full of dogs with barrels under their necks looking for a snowdrift. Sorry. Just I can't. But apparently, and by the way, we don't think, honestly, between us, that this person was fired from St. Bernard's Parish because of something they said. It's because the Pope is out of money and he's been dead for a while, right? There's no gold at Vatican City. They're broke.
A matter, I believe, of free speech.
Okay, a free speech. So, school bus driver says something. What did they say?
It was covered by a local news station in St.
We don't know their name. We don't know everything else. We don't know anything else about this person. But never let a lack of details stop us from bullshitting about stuff.
Barnard Parish down in Louisiana.
Barnyard, the Barnyard Parish.
Louisiana. And we're going to break down that report for you.
Ma, the bus driver said something to me that was racist.
The sixth grader told his mom that the bus driver scolded him after his face mask slipped below his nose.
Okay, that's terrible. It slipped below his nose, and the kid was scolded by the bus driver. And what did they say?
Told his mom he was out of breath after running to catch the bus. Gabriel recounted what the driver said.
Since George Floyd, that's what y'all all say, but I don't see a knee on your neck.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I don't see a knee on your neck. Get the fuck out of here. You're a bus driver. That's your response? You're driving children, you psychopath. Why? How is this woke? No one is safe. If you can't, tacitly, passively, aggressively threaten a black child with kneeling on their neck, you're like, aren't we all in danger? Seriously. Who watches that clip and goes, shit, I'm next? Greg Kelly, that's who.
I'm like, are you sure she said that? He said, yeah, all the kids on the bus heard it.
Not only did other kids hear the George Floyd comment, but it was recorded on the bus's onboard camera.
Okay. So what, I'm sorry, what part of this is supposed to... That's straight up fucking cruel. It's weird. It's racist. Why? Because it's a black kid. You out of breath. You were relating to that like this. Okay.
No, I have no issue or qualm with the mother. Everybody stands by their kids.
What do you mean stands by? Are they going to play the video and it's not on there?
No matter what. I'm thinking about the bus driver now.
Yeah, we know.
Story goes on.
She tried to make my son feel like he is not supposed to be where he was, and just don't make him feel inferior. He's not inferior to nothing.
Yeah, why is it the kids? What does George Floyd or any of that have to do with a child who is out of breath from running? What does that have to do with anything? Beyond even just like the straight up racism of it, which is clear because he didn't say it to a little Hispanic kid or a white kid or an Asian kid, did he? Or she or whoever it was.
He's just as equal as any one of those students.
Which is true. Absolutely.
On that bus.
Of course he is, but I'm not.
Of course he is, but
not quite sure what she thinks happened. A little bit more.
The superintendent could not reveal whether the driver was fired or resigned because it's a personnel matter. But
okay.
She did have some strong things to say. In a telephone interview, Vautier said, quote, "She no longer works for our school system. I can't defend that. I don't condone that. What
terrible. Is anyone safe?"
She said is offensive and inappropriate. It was racially insensitive, and we took appropriate action.
And Vautier said she was especially sensitive to the matter because the Chauvin trial was in full swing whenever the driver made that.
Yeah, who gives a shit? If it was 3 years from now, that would be fucked up.
Offensive comment.
All right, and they went on. They put out a statement saying what the driver said is not in line with their values.
Right.
They're not.
Values, virtues, virtue signaling, value signaling.
Reflect the values of our school district.
How is this whole segment based on this incident?
Primarily, though, this is a bus driver, and bus drivers, as you know, have it tough. I used to be a...
What? What? What are you talking about? Please tell me you used to be a bus driver.
Kid on a bus. I gave the bus driver...
I used to be a kid on the bus. What? God damn. What is wrong with this asshole? Look at this picture.
And bus drivers, as you know, have it tough. I used to be a kid on...
Yeah. How does, what is the stress of a job? How does this is like Mel Gibson was drunk. He's not an anti-Semite. He was just, who doesn't toss a few back and start to hate Jews? Like, what? What does stress have to do with this? He didn't swear at the kid. If they got fired, he was like, sit the fuck down. And he just lost his shit. Like, I'm sorry. I haven't been driving a bus. I've been yelling at the television for a long time. Sit the fuck down. I did it again. He didn't swear. He was
on a bus. I gave the bus driver a hard time. All right.
Which one is Greg Kelly? I'm going to guess in the yellow shirt. By the way, this is a piece of bullying clip art. I gave the bus driver a hard time. Is that supposed to be the bus driver?
Right. So
look at this. Values. Look at the bottom of this shit when I turn on the thing. Values are debatable. No, they're not. No, they're not. It's a Catholic school. Normal values aren't debatable when you are a bus driver for kids. I don't know. I think Matt Gaetz, had a point. That's not a value that's going to be debatable when you drive a busload of fucking kids for a living, you lunatic. And if you work for a Catholic church, guess what? Their values are going to peg the meter about what's okay on their goddamn bus. And that kind of, oh my God. Listen to this. At least, you know me. You know I can't stand when people can't even lie well. As an actor, I'm good at saying things that aren't true for me. because as an actor, that happens. I can have a happy day, but my character is angry. So I have to find a way to make myself appear angry for this character, or vice versa, which is always harder, by the way. If you're upset and you have to play happy, it's way harder than if you're happy and you have to play upset. So, but imagine sifting through the news everywhere, news stories, and that's a local news story. Sifting through local news, and this is you see this story, and you come to this. Now, I'm completely open to the fact that they play the tape, and the person, and he was like, well, young gentleman, it would be much safer if you just pulled your mask up over your nose for everyone involved. And then like they were fired for no reason.
In the back of the bus. And bus drivers, they're under scrutiny. They got a camera basically in every single bus.
Basically.
They had a camera on this bus. This is not that bus in question, but you...
Here's a picture of some random children that we just thought we'd show on national television that we just found on the internet. It's nice to know the bus is stopped, and it's from 2017, and it was 2:50 in the afternoon.
You've seen these kinds of images before.
Well, no, I don't know that I have, actually. This might be the first time I'm seeing an image. I know you sift through bus loads full of kids on the internet and watch live feeds from school buses, Greg, but the rest of us don't necessarily.
Now back to the kid and what was actually said or not said. The kid said he couldn't breathe because of the mask. Is that how he put it? As simply as that? I'm not so sure. I'd like to know more, okay? Because I can't breathe is different from an issue with your mask.
Jesus Christ. Please tell me you're going to shock us all with footage of the kid swearing his ass off and invoking George Floyd himself and calling the bus driver Derek.
I can't breathe has become a political mantra, right?
No, not for 12-year-olds.
I mean, we've all heard it.
I can't breathe.
Yeah, where's that kid? Is he in there? There he is. Is that him? There he is. He's laying down over. Is that kid?
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't.
So Greg Kelly's point is that the driver had a point about. I mean, is this just straight up just you people segment? Is that what this is? Holy shit!
Breathe. I can't breathe.
Words matter. Yeah, they do, you dipshit.
So back to that little kid.
Yeah, the kid you keep showing on screen, the minor child.
Did he say, I can't breathe with a loaded message, or was it just, I can't breathe because of my mask? And the bus driver, were they reacting possibly to a politically charged message? Did they possibly just not say the exact right thing as the entire country is talking about race more controversially than ever before? So a bus driver didn't say exactly the right...
Oh my God, play the goddamn tape! Play the goddamn tape, you cretin!
Right thing. And now has been terminated.
Didn't say the exact right thing. Didn't say anything close to the right thing. Said some racist bullshit.
Is that right? Is that reasonable?
Yes, it's right and reasonable. It's a Catholic school. It looks like a private school, so it's not even public school issues. Yeah, it is.
Are bus drivers trained in what to say and not say?
Oh my fucking God. What kind of training do you have to go through? Jesus Christ. Please tell me you play video at the end of this and it didn't happen the way the kid said, and you went down this fucking rabbit hole. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Are you? Am I? Not.
Yes, I am. I am capable of when somebody is running, pulls their mask down and go, hey, did you put your mask up or whatever? And like, I can't breathe. Like, okay, well, step back over there, pull your mask down because you can socially distance. Take a few deep breaths. When you catch your breath, get on the bus. Let's go. How was your day? That's what I'd have done, you dumb son of a bitch.
Really, we're all just trying to figure this out.
Are we? Some of us aren't new to not being racist, Greg. Some of us aren't fucking sideswiped by racial interaction in our lives. God damn it. How weird are you? What is this?
Right?
Right? No, not right, you dipshit. I mean, I gotta understand. Okay. I'm reacting in a way that is not seeing through the lens of another human being. And Greg Kelly is not talking to me, and he's not talking to you, and he's not talking to the normal vast majority of humans. He's talking to the ass-crack dregs of the Trump world that still gargle Trump's balls weekly by watching Newsmax just to own the libs.
A lot of strange things are going on.
Are they? Strange things. Black kids getting on buses, school education. I don't know.
And some uncomfortable things are being mentioned by both sides.
Are they?
I'd like to show you a tweet from Denise McAllister, a noted conservative thinker.
Okay, a noted conservative thinker. Dear white Christian men, you are being systematically erased. Having been baptized when I was 11 years old, being white and being male, I feel she is racially profiling me, and I would like to file a woke attack.
Dear white, straight Christian men, you are being systemically erased.
You do realize that writing... How is someone who said that to a black kid being erased? What the fuck? What makes you think that asshole's a Christian? He was fired by a Christian school, if it's a he at all.
This is only the beginning, but it's happening even on TV. Now you're not allowed to be seen unless accompanied by a gay or a black person, particularly a black woman.
Dear God. Please tell me that's not true. 1 second. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Is that true? Oh my God. It's true! Dear God, it's true. I mean, it's lovely when it happens. It is true, and I miss you, Angel, and you're wonderful. Let's see. Is there something else? Let's see. Let's hold on. Quit. Let's see if the other thing is true. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my God! It's true. It's true. I can't go anywhere. Like when I go out with my girlfriend, we always have to bring along a black person or a gay person because I mean there aren't enough of them to go around. I'm curious. Black people are like 12% of the population. Gay people are like 11%. There's some overlap. They're not two separate groups, so they don't make up 23% of the population. There's obviously some overlap there. So it is statistically impossible for every white Christian male in this country to go outside unless they are accompanied by a black woman chaperone, which I think is somewhere in the order of 6% of the population. We need a lot more black women in this country, is all I'm saying, because otherwise, you can't have these guys. It's like 20-1.
Now, that may seem pretty shocking, pretty offensive even.
It's ridiculous.
But maybe
it's not shocking and offensive. It's fucking dumb. I'm sorry. Maybe 3 years ago, we were like, now we're like, oh God, try harder.
Maybe there's something to it. Have you been watching these shows lately in the mainstream media?
Have you been watching these shows with the mainstream media? Has everyone been trying to be lab rats? You think?
Have you seen many white men talking to you by themselves?
That's your whole show, fuckhead.
It doesn't add up that way, right? Because right now in America...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Which one of these dudes is gay? It doesn't matter. They've each got a black woman. Never mind. Where's their... Wait, there's a white lady and a black lady over there. Shouldn't they be each assigned to a white Christian man? I'm just afraid there's a white Christian man roaming around free someplace without his proper chaperone.
Being white, and especially being a man, is just not seen as very cool, very...
Oh, Greg, you were never cool. You're not ever gonna be cool. It's just, it's fucking impossible. It has nothing to do with you having a gay sidecar or, you know, or managing to find a black woman who's willing to walk in public with you. We can't all be Robert De Niro. Neither can he these days. I think he's getting a divorce.
Hip, very woke, or very chic.
Look what I've got. Is that a white Christian male? Yes, I got him yesterday. He's fabulous. It's fantastic. It's not very chic, is it? No. It's a little run of the mill. I have him do odd jobs. Is this the whole... I mean, I'm trying... honest to God, I'm having a really hard time understanding, besides the kind of racist panic this asshole is having, what's going on. Right? White man fear is real, says Francie. No, it isn't. No, it is not. I'm white. I'm male. I was raised Christian. I have none of this shit. None of my friends have this. Well, one does, probably. But that's a minority. That's a minority inside the majority. Okay. George Floyd Memorial to be held tomorrow in Minneapolis. Oh, God. Is this white guy going to have to apologize for his skin color?
As a white man who's walked through with life pretty damn easy.
As a white man who walks through life with that privilege, walk in these shoes. Walk in these communities.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
Of course, all lives matter. But as a white guy, I've never felt that my life didn't matter. I've never been pulled over for driving while white.
Right, that's the point he's trying. That's what Black Lives Matter, because Black Lives Matter, we understand when you actually have a brain and you can functionally think and you're not just panicking like Greg Kelly, that Black Lives Matter too is the entire point of Black Lives Matter. But they're answering a situation where there are those that seem to think they don't. And so everyone is just agreeing that they do. And by simply agreeing that they do, that's freaking the shit out of Greg Kelly.
I can't control my situation as a white man, but I do owe a little bit, I owe a little bit back for people who didn't have the same opportunities that I had.
For elite politicians and entertainers, this is...
He is so pissed. Look how pissed this asshole is. Look how mad. We've seen him mad like this before. This is Greg Kelly's last nerve. Mm-hmm.
This is great. This is the kind of language that's going to keep you in that elite status.
Why would it keep you in that elite status if the vast majority of people don't support it as a general thought? If you're an elitist and you're only talking to other elitists, why would that ever help? Especially if you're an entertainer or a politician. Because don't people vote with their fucking feet and their dollars? If this was off the rails, maybe, just maybe, you're just pissed that you're on the wrong side of history.
But when they talk like that, what happens at the bus depot?
When they talk like that, what happens at the bus depot? Oh, God. Thank you, Greg Kelly, for just the... I'm gonna die. I'm dying. What happens at the bus depot? I can't. I'm sorry. I'm all holding together. Oh, God damn it. Oh. Look how mad he is. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, my. Oh. By the way, Greg Kelly is not a Christian. Just saying. So all of his bitching about white Christian men being erased, as far as I know, he's white. I haven't seen his 23andMe, fully. But, and men, depends on if you're using the biological term or the actual characteristic term. Like, there's a difference between being male and being a man. I would argue that Greg Kelly fails in that zone as well. But in the Christian area, he's completely full of shit, and this is a great example. But, whoa, oh my God.
At elite status. But when they talk like that, what happens at the bus depot? Strange things.
Strange things are afoot at the bus depot. Right, Ted?
And people being held possibly to unreasonable standards.
Unreasonable standards? Shut your fucking mouth and don't be racist to children, you weirdo. What do you mean? What's unreasonable about going, you always act like, you black kids always act like you got a foot on your neck. Like, holy shit, piss off. What are you talking about? Strange things are afoot at the bus depot.
You know, one of my favorite paintings growing up? Yes.
Oh, dear God. Let's see. Maybe what could, is it in this collection anywhere? Just, in general, could it be one of these? Does one of these stand out to you in any way? Which one?
It's cornball, I'm told, not sophisticated.
Oh my God, if he goes to like dogs playing poker.
Norman Rockwell, The Four Freedoms. This man.
So what?
Standing up and saying his piece. Kind of looks like Abraham Lincoln. This one was The Freedom of Speech by Norman Rockwell.
So?
Happens to be, I didn't notice this as a kid. Maybe that's my privilege, but everybody in this picture is white.
Right. Yeah. So far we agree.
Well, some artists, especially woke hipster artists, don't think that's very cool. And there's been a campaign to revamp all of this.
Well, just recreate them. They're just recreating Norman Rockwell paintings with I think the problem is that dude's neck tattoo. It's just a bit much. I mean, if you're going to have a neck tattoo and wear suits, I just feel like, have the decency to wear a torn leather jacket. I mean, why are you getting a neck tattoo if you want to be part of corporate America?
Just like Denise McAllister said, look at this again.
There's no white men in it anywhere. Well, because they're all white in the other one, so maybe it's a balancing act. There's obviously a white lady. That's clearly a Karen right over her right shoulder.
Her
right breast, really. It's odd positioning. I don't know what the other girl is looking at. I'm just saying this is a lot of Photoshop, and it's weird.
White is being erased.
They got rid of the other painting? You can't get it anymore? Oh, you can get it. Oh, you do have a copy of it. Oh, it is available. Oh, I thought it had been erased. That was
From the version of what America should be.
Whoops.
I think we're all involved, don't you? Shouldn't we be? That brings us to Dante Wright. So only certain...
Why would that bring us to Dante Wright? Because you've been wrong about everything else so far?
People can participate in this conversation, and if you are, there are only certain things you can say. Now, Dante Wright.
They just want to play the video of him getting shot, don't they? Fuck this. Well, I mean, that's working its way through things. I like the initial part of this. I don't know how we went from, this is the name of this fucking thing. All aboard the woke campaign. And we're going to end with somebody getting shot. That was an accident, by the way. But you're just going to play that because, okay. Pass.